Hello and welcome back. This is G-Man, My World 67. Well, what you see here is that Oscar Mayer Weiner engine that I built. And just wanted to do a quick update on it. Did a little more work to it. I've added a couple more items to it. And but first, I just wanted to let you see. As you know, my test track is very short, but um, it's long enough barely for me to have a little 6-inch throw on the end of it, to whereas I could hook up a couple of short Hornby cars. By the way, these are Hornby 10 plate with loads. And just to let you see it pull until we get that layout cleared and up to where we can run trains on it again. But I just wanted to let you see this. Now, it's such a short throw that I really can't power it up a whole lot too fast. But as you can see, it does pull those two cars without struggling. And so I'm thinking that I could probably pull 4 or 5 cars with this little or big but small motored, small powered Oscar Mayer Weiner engine. Now, for those of you who just tuned in and you don't know, I'm going to go ahead and take these cars off. I actually got that idea from John LeBaron, who actually built that car. And the first one I've ever seen was on his channel. And I watch John all the time. I really enjoy it. He's a great guy, does great work, great custom work. And but John built one of these, and he runs it on his layout. And I just like to run it, watch it. He builds it, runs it on his layout, and he just briefly gave a brief discussion of what he did. And so I thought, hey, I've always wanted to do that, try that. And so if John can do it, I'm going to check it out. So I got my Oscar Mayer Weiner and did it. And briefly, here's what I did. Briefly, I cut the bottom out and measured it and to see what it was going to take, and then put this chassis and motor in. Now, this is a chassis and motor out of a Marx hand car. And I removed this front contact right here. And these are very simple to move and very remove and very simple to put back on. And under that, of course, is the screw hole for the Marx mounting screw that was used on the shell for the trolley car. And so once you remove this, you can get right to that, and that's what I did. I removed that, put it down in, drilled a hole down through this plastic chassis on this Oscar Mayer hot dog, and put a screw down through it that goes down into the hot dog body itself. And then on this end, I fixed it to mount just the way Marks mounts them on their hand cars and or on other chassis frames. You have the rear mount that slides into the chassis frame. I did cut it back in a little deeper and made this bracket for it, and I actually glued it on. I was going to screw it on, but I glued it on to where I wanted it to sit, and then I actually sealed it and glued it with hot glue, and I did that to make it more rigid and to make it give it more support so that it would stay, not just depending on the glue to hold it. And it's a nice solid, trying to do this with one hand, it's a nice solid mount. It doesn't wiggle around, it doesn't shake, and works out real great. And then I added this week, I added this rear coupler, and I just did a little more work on it today, try to make it a little more stable. And that was a Lionel or K-line dummy coupler. And I added this front cowling. I think it really makes it look great. And of course that's glued on. And I might go back later and put one screw in it, like in the middle. But I cut it out to shape it around the form of the front of this bun. I guess that's what that is, that the hot dog is sitting in or on. And it had a place for a string to mount right here, and so I cut the cowling out around that and then glued it back, pushed it back so that it made contact under the surface on the bottom here. And glued him up nice and solid. Now, as I said in the very first video, I cleaned and went through this motor and got it going, as it didn't run all the years I've had it. And now it runs. But it still needs new brushes. These old brushes in there are a little soft, and but it does run, and I'm going to put some new brushes in it first time I get a chance. It's hard to find brushes for this car, as these brushes are extremely small. You could almost call them micro brushes or mini brushes, and they're really small. But I'm thinking the American Flyer S-gauge brushes, I might have to sand them down just a little bit, but I think they'll work in it. But I'm out of those right now, and I'm going to get some of those in, and when I get those in, I will put new brushes in it. But for right now, it runs. And as you can see, it does pull at least 2 cars. And it's my intention to make a small consist sport, and we'll be doing that sometime in the very near future. I just wanted to share that with you. Got the coupler on it, got that front end on it, and I think it really looks nice. And as I say, there may be a couple of other improvements that I make to it as time goes on. I made these 2 light holes that I drilled in the front, one on each side. I may put some digital lights or lights in that. By the way, light does come out of them from inside of the cab light. It shines down and shines through, but it's not very bright. And the reason why it does that is because I drilled holes on each side down at an angle through the plastic so that the light would, a little light would come out and come down in to this lower part and give light out of these holes. Well, anyway, that's all I have for you for today, or for right now anyway. Just a quick video, getting ready to start another project, and I'll be sharing that with you, and it's going to consist of using this Marx diesel motor. Man, that thing's just quick. You see that? And that's all I have for you for right now. As always, if you enjoy working on your trains and running them as much as I do, then you should have happy rails. Until next time, this is G-Man. Bye.